What if Mark never had free will? Not about his job, not about his marriage, not even about his trauma. What if it was all engineered by Lumon from the beginning? And the truth of it is that Gemma was a plant. What if that was true? Hey guys, welcome to the Tone Show. Before we jump down this theory hole, I gotta tell you guys, there's gonna be a lot of spoilers for season 2 of Severance. If you haven't watched season 2 of Severance, you need to go bookmark this video, come back and come check out this theory video after you watch it, because I'm gonna spoil the hell out of it. So the question is, can Mark be the target from the very beginning? Or better yet, can Mark be the mark? Is it possible that Gemma was actually planted into his life, like that she was actually a severed employee way before she met Mark, and that who he met was just a severed version of Gemma, and that he, for some reason, was chosen because he had some type of chemistry, or maybe Lumon did some type of background on him, and they saw that him and Gemma could produce this 25th individual severed identities that they're going for in Cold Harbor. Because the question really is, why was Mark and Gemma chosen for Cold Harbor? What about them specifically made them perfect to pilot this Cold Harbor program where they take an employee and they split their severed identities into 25 different individual identities? Like, why did they just randomly take a guy who had tragedy and just give him a job offer and he got severed? No, there has to be more to it. Would Lumon spend all this money and all this effort to take Gemma and split her up into these different identities if they didn't know it would work from the beginning? Why is Mark S. the only one that can work on the Cold Harbor data and actually decipher Gemma's 25 individual identities, like actually figure out her tempers? Why is that? It's because Lumon did all the work at the beginning. And even though Mark thinks that he's only 2 years old, maybe he's been surveilled way longer than that. Let's look at the actual town of Kier, which is actually a company town. Kier is really an extension of Lumon itself. Maybe Kier is a simulation. Is it a coincidence that Harmony Cobell, his supervisor on the severed floor, lived right next to him? Maybe from the beginning, Mark was chosen for this specific project because they knew it would work, or they had an idea he was compatible with Gemma. So maybe Gemma's been a severed person way before she met Mark. We saw in this season when Gemma and Mark met. Maybe that wasn't a coincidence from the beginning. Why did they show us that? Another interesting point about Gemma that wasn't disclosed in season 2, like we didn't see how it happened. Mark thought Gemma died in a car accident, but we never saw that. We didn't see any ambulances. We didn't see Mark at the hospital. How is it that she died and just magically she appears on a severed floor working as Miss Casey? Could it be that Lumon has control of the whole town, which is named Kier after their founder, and that they faked the whole death of Gemma from the beginning? Maybe Gemma never died. Could it be that it was all faked? Let's go even deeper down this rabbit hole. We see that Dylan's wife is in law enforcement. Is it possible that Dylan's wife works for Lumon? And maybe she's a cop or court officer, but in some capacity, she helped hide the whole truth of that. Why does she work in law enforcement? And we haven't seen any clues or further evidence where she works. Is it possible that Dylan's wife works at Kier and that she was wrapped up in the cover-up or this faking of Gemma's death? And that's how Gemma ended being Miss Casey on the severed floor. Not because she was injured and you rehabilitated to the hospital, but maybe Miss Casey was always Miss Casey, and she was the original severed identity. And Gemma was one of her 25 identities that actually went outside using the Glasgow protocol so they can actually operate a severed person outside. And they actually manufactured this trauma from the very beginning so that they have Mark in a position, in a place where he would join the severed floor, and that he can then decrypt or decode Cold Harbor, the numbers, so they can get the 25 identities they needed to break the Cold Harbor protocol and give Gemma those 25 identities. Maybe all along, Harmony Cobell and Lumon have been monitoring everyone in Kier, and Mark and Gemma were selectively chosen for Cold Harbor way before Gemma's accident. And it was all a ploy to actually manufacture this trauma to get Mark on the severed floor so he can work on Cold Harbor. So the scariest part is not that Mark ended up in this job where he was severed. Maybe the truth is Mark was never whole from the very beginning. What do you guys think about this theory? It's just a theory, but what do you guys think? Is it possible that I'm right? Don't be mad if I'm right and I spilled the whole thing, because I told you there might be spoilers. What if Mark is actually the Mark? Put it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Is it possible that Gemma was actually a plant, and then Mark all along was who they wanted and who Lumon targeted? And maybe we'll find out in season 3 what qualities or criteria Mark and Gemma check off that made them perfect for Cold Harbor. Anyway, guys, this is the Tone Show. Subscribe for more Tone Show. I have more theories about Severance and other shows that we're gonna unpack. Tone Show. Ooh.